My name is Tim. Tim Kyarie, or Timothy Mwangi Kyarie. People know me as Tim. My friends call me Tim. I'm the firstborn in our family of 4. My siblings, there are 4 of us. And of course, with my mom and my dad, they are all alive, kicking and well. We thank God for that. And also, I'm married to one wife. For the last 14 years, we've been together. It's been interesting, it's been fun. For a living, I enjoy doing so many things. I'm a man of many talents and many skills. So I think I'll start from the top. What I've been doing as a part of my career, let me say, as a part of a way of earning an income. I've been a designer for so long, for as long as I can remember. So that's a period of around 14 years or 15 years to be precise. I've been designing, graphic design, doing web design, all sorts of design and visual design. I've been doing all that for all those years. So I also love doing mission work. So I'm a Christian. I think that's what I should have started off with. I'm a Christian. I'm a lover of God. I'm a lover of Jesus Christ. And I like going for missions on the streets, doing evangelism on the streets. I'm also a member of another group that we do a lot of evangelism and answering Bible questions. That's called Apologetics Kenya of Sitam Valley Road. We do a service called Saturday PM. So basically that's me. I also love having fun. I love conversations that make sense, conversations that are interesting. I love answering questions about the Bible. I also love investigating the Bible and the ins and outs of the Bible and also of the science world. So I think that's the whole picture of who I am. So if you met me on the road, I think probably I can say you have a clear picture of the kind of person that I am or who I am. My hobbies are quite, I don't know if there are few or many, I don't know, you guys can be the judge of that. But to start with, I love drawing. Though it's something that I've not been working on for so long because usually time and looking for ways to make ends meet. So usually don't focus on the thing that makes you happy most. You work on the thing that pays the bills, unfortunately. But yes, I love drawing. That's one of my hobbies. It's also a talent. I also love doing having conversations with people, mostly to do with Bible study and Bible exposition and anything to do with theological matters. I enjoy a lot of theological conversations and discourses. I think that's my element when I'm discussing Bible theology and questions and trying to find out the ins and outs of what the scripture says. I'm in my element. It makes me really happy. I also really enjoy doing evangelism out there, meeting with people and telling them about God and the love of Christ and the reason why we are here on earth. And also debunking the beliefs that people have about God and bringing the reality of what it is. So it's a hobby. I love it. That's my bread and butter. I can just live without food just doing that basically. So what else do I like doing? I also love watching movies here and there. Right now I'm into watching Korean movies. But besides that, I also love watching anime. I love anime very much. And action flicks, but mostly science fiction. I love science fiction a lot. I also love reading very, very much. I love reading a lot, but not just any book. Definitely you can guess, I just love reading theological books. Before I had some things happening in my life, I used to love playing football a lot. I used to play football a lot. A fact that I tell guys, and no one ever believes me, is that I actually did play football with the one and only Dennis Oliech at some place. I used to play soccer then, rather football. And I've played football with Kina Oliech and all those people. It was interesting. It was a part in my life that I always remember fondly. Yes, so those are my hobbies. And I think also taking walks. taking walks. I love taking walks. I'm mostly with my wife. I love when we take walks. And also meeting my family, that really also makes my day. I think I would meet my family any day. I think if I wasn't married, I would be living with my family because I love my family very much because we are really, really close. So I think that's also another thing that I can include as a hobby. I don't know if you can say family is a hobby, but they are a hobby for me, yeah. I'm best known for design, unfortunately. I'm known for what I do. I'm best known for design, and because of my talent of graphic design and web design, people do say I have a keen eye of design, and my designs are pretty unique. Probably can go check me out online and you can see my stuff there. I have some several websites going on. I have my work in plenty of places. I've had the privilege of working with many designers out there who are really good at what they do, and I've learned a lot from them too. So I'm best known for design work and art direction, let me say so, art direction. That means design work and also photography, art direction photography, not doing the actual shoots. I'm just mostly known for directing really good photography work. Yeah, so I'm also known in other circles, and this is the main thing that I'm known for apart from design. For guys who know me from the side of work, they know me as a designer. In other sides, people know me as an evangelist, mostly because I do a lot of evangelism work and a lot of apologetics. I'm always having apologetics sessions with people, even in a bus, in a matatu, in a hospital, anywhere I'll sit with someone, I'm going to have a discussion or a discourse about God and about questions that they may have about life. Yes, that's what I'm known for, those two main things. I've had diabetes for 19 years. First, I can't say it was a strange thing to hear the word diabetes for me. The one I suffer from is a genetic version of it, or a genetic one. And that one, people know, no one really knows how it happens, except they say, yeah, your pancreas just failed. So for 19 years, I've had this diabetes. The journey wasn't so bad. It hasn't been so bad ever since I got diagnosed with it. I've been okay all along. But as I'm growing older, things have started happening, and I'm guessing I'm sure these are the consequences of long-term effects of having diabetes. And they have made my journey they have made my journey hard. Yeah. When the effects of diabetes kicked in, it's been pretty hard. It became really hard. I'm trying to think of if I'm going to say it in past tense or continuous tense, because I think I've suffered before and I'm still suffering till now. So it's been a very trying journey and a very trying time for me and my family, seeing that it's not only I who has this issue of diabetes. Even my sister has the same thing, and my father has the same thing. So we've had to deal with it. But I can say that God has kept us. At least we're still here. God has been faithful, and we've been soldiering on. We've been in the trenches, not giving up in spite of the effects that comes with long-term effects of diabetes. So yeah, the journey has been trying. That's what I can say. Yeah. You know, diabetes is a very odd disease. It affects everyone differently, and I think that's something I've come to learn, because there's what my sister goes through, and there's what I go through, and all our sufferings are different. It's pretty weird that even when I've met other people in diabetic clinics, they're all having different types of complications. None is similar to the other. Maybe they can have some sort of, they might be similar, but not the same. Yeah, so when I started having these complications, the side effects of having diabetes, It was a shock because I didn't think that it would happen soon, because I thought I'm still young, my body's still strong, and I was like, yeah, I don't think this is because of diabetes, but unfortunately it was. So the first side effects of diabetes that I had began with my blood pressure. My blood pressure just went haywire one day, just abruptly, just like that. Yeah, and that was the beginning of madness. But even before then, I remember there's a time that I had a surgery on my toe after I had an accident playing football, and then my bone broke inside my toe, and then I had a surgery that was done on my toe. At that time, the doc told me because I'm diabetic, it will reconstruct in a very funny way, and she was right. And she said it would take years before it totally gets better. So that was like the real first experience of the side effects of diabetes and how someone recovers when you have an injury. Then after that, that's when I had the blood pressure issue. It began, it was like almost like 2 years ago or so, or 3 years ago. And then from there, everything now went downhill. Everything went downhill from there. And now, after that, after a while, I started experiencing eye problems. My retina started having issues. I could not see. There was blood in my eyes for a while, both of my eyes, and I was almost going blind. Actually, I was blind for some time, and it's because I could barely see. Let me say I was semi-blind, not totally blind, like I was semi-blind for some time. So after that, I had to undergo several surgeries to try and recover my sight. I had to go through 7 surgeries to recover my sight. Unfortunately, I lost one eye. So I don't know if you can see from there. My right eye is totally blind, cannot see. So I'm left with the left eye, which is semi-blind. It's like, let me say, like 60% of it can see. But that has not deterred me from working or doing things. I'm still in the trenches doing what I can to the best of my ability, as the Lord has been helping me. The other complications that came about because of diabetes-related issues was kidney failure. So that's the most recent thing that happened to me, and I think that was a shocker for me, because I didn't expect. That's something that I could never even have thought. It wasn't even within my scope. Let me say, like, it was something a million miles away from me, even in my thought. So I remember when I got the diagnosis, we went to the doc for some checkup because I had some stomach problem. And the doc told me, hey, Tim, you have to stop using the medication you're using because we think it's not working properly. And I was like, okay, fine. So I stopped, and he said, okay, the other thing you're going to do is go for full blood works, just to have a blood test, like a full blood works, the whole blood works. So I went for full blood works, and when the results came back, unfortunately, the doc was like, hey, this is crazy. He was a dietitian. I don't know, they have a name. I'm forgetting that name. So he was like, Tim, I think you have to go see a kidney specialist. Fortunately for us, the kidney specialist was just next door. So he just got up and knocked on the kidney specialist's door, and he was like, my friend, he was a dramatic man. Yeah, he was a dramatic man, full of drama. Yeah, probably like me. But it was full of drama, and it was like, hey, my friend, let me tell you what's happening to you. Dude, you've got kidney failure. Yeah, that was a shock. I remember I cried. I was so heartbroken because I was like, okay, it seems now I'm dying. I've lost some friends because of sicknesses. There was a friend I had who had lupus, and we used to share a lot with him. And he had just died like 2 years earlier. I think those thoughts just came into my mind, and they just flooded my mind, and I thought, wow, it's so easy to go. And here I am with kidney failure. I didn't know where you start with this kidney failure thing. I did not know. I don't know. I had no idea of how it happens, what's a cure, is there a cure to begin with, and all that. It was a shock for me. I remember I had my wife's cousin was there to receive us. She's a really good friend of ours, very, very close to us, her name is Kyarie. She came over to receive us, and Yeah, I remember I cried on her shoulders. It was heart-wrenching for me, but she was there. That also comforted me because she came. And that's Dr. Kyarie and Mama Cheryl. They've been with us all along in our journey. They have loved me so much. They have supported me so much. They have encouraged me so much. Dr. Kyarie has encouraged me so much. It's unbelievable. I think he has given me the strength to continue, and we have shared a lot in fellowship with him too. So part of this, in this journey, the thing is I have had many people support me, but there are those who have played very huge roles of supporting me. Yeah, so I've had also my friends from the ministries that I work in, guys from Apologetics Kenya, guys from Anchored Bible Study that is in Mamlaka Hill Chapel. They have been with me. They have come to visit us and my wife severally. And also guys from Saturday PM, some of them have come. The guys from the worship team, they have come, they have visited us. Yeah, they have kept me going. Actually, my friends have been there for me. I can say that they are the real brothers in Christ. They have been there for me, like truly and sincerely. I have seen them. I've seen my friends being there for me, my brothers in Christ, my sisters in Christ. I've seen them being there for me. And I can say that's a good example of how the Church of Christ should actually operate. So I can say I'm actually expressing the love of God through my fellow brothers and sisters that kept me going. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey. At the same time, a really hard journey because of what it requires and what it entails, and also the fortitude that's required to be. I ought to have in my mind that my fortitude of the mind is required, the strength of the mind. So my family has really supported me too. My wife has been there for me. I think there is no one who can equal what my wife has done for me throughout. So she has stood there. She's been by my side. She has been helping me every day, or rather every other day of the week for dialysis, when they're going for dialysis. Because we do dialysis every day, every other day. After or rather 2 times per week, on Mondays and on Thursdays. The hardest part of kidney failure, or rather I'll say the hardest part of all these things, the side effects and the complications that come with diabetes, I think mostly it's how a human functions ordinarily, because of course you get out of your normal way of doing things. Because I remember before even kidney failure, I had the problem of the eyes came and I was almost going blind. So it was rather a really trying time, because my work depends so much on my eyes. There is no other way of doing my work. I cannot use my mouth to earn a living. I can only use my eyes to earn a living. I'm a designer. I'm a visual artist. So there is no way I could say there's a replacement or something else I could do if I lost my eyes, because this is what I've done all my life. My talent is a visual talent. It's art. I'm more of an artist. So I was really hard hit by that eye thing, because those eye problems. And I remember the doctor was like, we're going to try and do everything we can to save your eyes. And he kept on saying, and it was like, oh, even Tim, we're even praying for you. Even the doctor became a friend, the surgeon, the eye surgeon, the retinologist, that guy for retina, he even became a close friend of mine, because it was like, hey, I don't know what to believe what will happen to you if you can't see anymore. And you're a person who uses his eyes to do everything. So I was hard hit by that, because I had to stop working for almost a year. I had no income for a whole year because I could not work. My eyes were not working or functioning properly. So by the time I was getting this after my 7th surgery on this eye, when I lost this eye, when I was on the 6th surgery, I lost my left eye, my right eye. Then on the 7th surgery, this eye, by God's mercy, was granted sight. So God gave me sight on this eye. though not totally full sight, but it gave me sight enough to continue being able to move around and to get around. Though I cannot walk alone on the road and all that because it's semi-blind. It's not like full visual. After the 7th surgery, I had one eye going. It was a functional eye. I was able to start working with that one eye in the condition that it was in. But now I could not get around, so I do have my wife who assists me to get around wherever I need to go. So she's my assistant. Like now it's become hakuna kuepuka mapenzi because now she has to hold my hand everywhere. Now it's a lovey-dovey show all the time. I'm enjoying it. For now, I'm getting all the attention from her. So we walk her. So she takes me to places. Sometimes if she's not available, I have my sister and also my brother-in-law, and also my other two brothers. Yeah, they assist me. They take me to places whenever I need to get somewhere. Yeah, also my brother-in-law, Mr. Kim, I call him Kimanki. He also takes me to places sometimes, and yeah, I think that in spite of the downfall, the downside of the sickness, there are also a flip side which is so interesting because it's like we've become even more close as a family, and I thank God for that because I don't think that God does anything without an explanation or without a reason. Basically, there is a reason behind everything, and I choose to see the good that is coming out of the madness or the good that's coming out of the pit of hell. We are still here, and this is making us become closer and closer. So the further effects of kidney failure, or rather the further effects of diabetes now, which brought kidney failure, now those ones were rather a bit more crazier than what I expected, because now I had to start doing something called dialysis. I know people have heard the word dialysis, but probably they have no idea what happens at dialysis. It's not a place you go and chill and have a Coke and you leave later. No, it's rather a place where you go and you have your blood cleaned through a machine called a dialysis machine, and you have to sit there for 4 hours. So that totally disrupted my life, because it's twice a week I have to go for dialysis. So that means half a day or 3/4 of a day is wasted, or rather, it's not exactly wasted because if I didn't go, I'll die. I think half a day or 3/4 of a day is spent on dialysis. So basically, because I have to leave the house at 4:30 because I have to be there for the morning session, and then I have to go sit in there for 4 hours. After 4 hours, then you have to come home. And then sometimes I come back home and I'm really, really tired because the whole thing is tiring because you can't move, you can't stand and stretch or anything. You just have to sit on that bed or on that chair for all those hours, for those 4 hours until the whole process is done. The other thing that really weighs you down about the whole kidney failure is that those hours, those 2 days, of course, are spent without you working, and then you have to wait for recovery time after the dialysis. It takes some time. So usually I have to try and push myself to try and do something after dialysis. For some guys it's easier, for some guys it's harder. I thank God for me, it's manageable in spite of how taxing it is to the body, because it is taxing. You get out of that place fatigued, and when you're out of the bed, sometimes you just stagger because your body is not even before you gain back that momentum of having your body in the right what they call calibration. It's just crazy. But after some time, you adjust, your body becomes better, and then you can try and do something for the rest of the day. You can try and be productive for the rest of the day, but usually it's not that interesting. For me, after dialysis, I'm usually really tired. But I try really hard to do whatever I can. The rest of the days, I usually involve myself with the work that I have to cover up for the days that I'm missed, basically, working. And you have to remember also, I'm working a bit slowly. Or I'm working slowly because I'm only using one eye, which is semi-blind. So yeah, it's quite a feat. Sometimes I wonder how I even do it, but I just know it's God. I can't say it's me. I can just say it's God. He has given me the strength to be able to overcome that feat, to be able to work with the way I am. It's just to be able to work with the condition that I am in. I think it's amazing for me. Even for me, I'm amazed that I'm able to do things, even with the condition that I am in. So I have to depend on the machine to keep me alive. I have to depend on the dialysis machine to keep me alive. So that's why I have to go for dialysis twice a week. The other thing that comes with kidney failure is the financial effect. It really does drain everything that you have in your account and more. It gets to a place where you wonder how you're even living through life. And this has been a very trying time for me to realize that God is actually my provider. Because we've got to a place where we basically have nothing because of the financial constraints. It's crazy because you can't keep up with the costs. The hospital bills, you can't keep up with the hospital bills, you can't keep up with the requirements from insurance, you can't keep up with daily requirements of traveling, you can't keep up with the cost of medication because medication cost is really high. At the same time, it's not like I'm digging an oil well anywhere. So that means I still have to try and find a way to pay rent and pay for electricity and raise money for food and all that stuff. Basic needs become really crazy to be able to get to just, it's hard to get by. That's the truth. It's really hard to get by because it's also really hard to work. Because even when it comes to my wife working, it's not as it will be for anyone else because she has to take care of me all the time because of my visual problems, because I can't fully see. I can't get around totally. So she has to be there. She has to find jobs that can make her be around. She can't go anywhere. So financially, it's been a big hit for us. Yeah, it has drained everything we had, and we're operating on negatives right now. We're operating on negatives, but that will not deter me or deter us from going on. What would a kidney transplant mean for me? I think every morning I think about that question. What would a kidney transplant mean to me? How would it be for me if I got a kidney transplant? I think there are no words to describe how I would feel if I had a kidney transplant. I don't think there's an explanation or an emotion I can convey even through the camera to let anyone know how it would feel to have a kidney transplant. For me, it would mean everything. It would mean everything because, first of all, one of my favorite things to do was to drink water. And upon having kidney failure, you are told, my friend, do not drink water. Do not eat the sweet things you love eating. Like, I love chips. I cannot eat potatoes. I love bananas. I cannot eat bananas because of potassium issues. Because the kidneys process potassium. That means I cannot eat tasty things. That means I cannot drink water. That means I cannot go far away from any place that I cannot access dialysis centers or dialysis units. So for me, having a kidney transplant is a matter of life and death for me. We have seen several people in our unit, in the dialysis unit, pass away. They died. Some of them were younger than me. There was one who was actually really young, and he died, he passed on. Yeah, that shocked me because I was like, he's younger than me. It affected me. And I thought to myself, yeah, it doesn't make you safe just because you're on a dialysis machine. So having a kidney transplant would mean that I will not have to worry about this effect of kidney failure because I'm relying on a natural process happening in my body as opposed to having an artificial process which is so unpredictable. So having a kidney for me is a matter of life and death. It is a matter of life and death. And I know it will end my anguish. It will bring back the team who was very active, the team who had a lot of energy, the team who had time for others, more time for others. Because now I feel like I just have very little time for others. And I love people. I love people very much. So I know with the kidney transplant, that would mean I'll have more time for others. I'll have more time to do the things of God. I'll have more time to be a productive person for my family, for my wife, and even for my friends. So that's why I'm looking and I'm searching for people who can assist me and donors who can assist me. Because first, they are saving my life. Secondly, they are giving me more years to live. More years with my wife, and more years with my family, and more years with my friends. And that's what I care for. That's what I care for. To be there for those who are there for me. So far, the journey, in spite of it being so hard and tedious, I'm grateful to God because I've been able to make some really great steps in this journey. The first step being able to find some donors for my kidney. I've been successful in finding several matches, people who can be able to donate a kidney to me. Right now we are on the second stage, which is, I think people say it's the hardest stage, but I think it should be the easiest stage and the simplest stage, because this stage basically depends on goodwill. And I think my friends and the friends of my friends, even those who I don't know, are people of goodwill. So what we are looking for is now a donation of money for the surgery. So far we've been able to raise something, but we are looking to raise as much as we can as soon as possible. It's great. Let me say it's great so far. It's great so far. And I want to thank everyone because the reception I've received from people has really moved me. It's beyond words for me. I'm even wondering how I will be able to repay people, not because they have asked for repayment, but just to show gratitude and try and understand, to make people understand how grateful I am. I don't know a way of conveying that kind of emotion, because I'm really grateful for those who have been able to give whatever they've been able to give, whatever amount they've been able to give. I'm extremely, extremely grateful, because now I know soon enough we'll be getting to our goal. We are still a bit far off, unfortunately, but the effort has been great, and I thank God for everyone who has given, and I pray that God will even add more to them and meet their needs every time when they pray and ask for His help. we are happy as a family because I've seen the support also from my wife's friends. They've been there supporting her. My friends have been there supporting me, and my family's friends have been there supporting me, and even our extended family has been there supporting us. And we thank God. So this journey, for sure, it's not a journey in vain. And I want to assure everyone that giving to me is not a loss. It's a gain. Giving to me is not a loss, it's a gain. Because those who know me, and those who will get to know me because of this process that God has made possible, will form a great bond of friendship and love. I know together we shall be able to carry one another through life. Because this is not something that can only happen to Tim, it can also happen to you or to someone else. And I think the main thing is to remember that if we do love one another, support one another, nothing will be a mountain for us.